The Xbox Spring Store sale has officially come to an end. However, Xbox have just treated us with a Beyond Spring Store sale, and officially, my wallet is in tatters. This new sale went live this Thursday, so just after my previous sales video, and mainly includes stuff like DLC. However, there are still some decent games down in price here, and quite a few of them that I recommend picking up. Again, these are at their lowest prices ever, or match their lowest prices in previous sales, so you can assure a bargain thanks to this video. Remember though, I do a free Xbox game giveaway every single Wednesday on these videos, and all you have to do is comment below about anything Xbox related. This could be games that you're playing at the moment, or just asking Xbox questions and so much more. With that out the way though, my name is Fletcher, and this is Xbox Nation, and let's dive right into the games you must grab in this new sale. First up, we have Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, and this doesn't just bring back the beloved Bandicoot, it completely evolved him. This isn't a nostalgia trip, it's actually a full-blown platforming spectacle with stunning visuals, intricate level design, and a massive challenging curve for players who crave mastery. There are also a ton of new mechanics which were introduced as well, like dimension shifting, rail grinding, and also time-bending masks. You also control multiple characters here, each with their own playstyles, and uncover hidden gems and time trials that extend the replayability. The level of polish in this one really was exceptional, offering such a smooth frame rate, excellent audio design, and charming animations that breathe so much new life into this series. This week though, it is 67% off and down to just £19.79, and this really is a brilliant buy for this sale. Rev your engines and embrace the absurdity. Hot Wheels Unleashed is a slick arcade racer that is down by a huge 85% discount and dropping the price to just £5.24. From drifting across loops in your living room to launching from sky-high ramps, every track here feels like a toy box gone wild. The car roster is also a massive one and customizable as well, and the game includes a detailed track editor for the creatives out there. With robust single-player modes here, along with seasonal events and multiplayer races that are very fast-paced and competitive, it has such staying power well beyond its arcade roots. I absolutely adored my time with this one, and I have to say it's one of the best arcade races that, to be honest, I've ever played. I highly recommend that you pick this up, especially for that low asking price. You can step back into the golden age of gaming with the Blizzard Arcade Collection this week. This bundle is actually bringing together 3 legendary classics from a bygone era, that being The Lost Vikings, Rock'n'Roll Racing, and Blackthorn. But this isn't just a simple port of those games. Each of the titles here actually includes multiple versions, remastered content, and behind the scenes extras like developer interviews and concept arts. With the ability to rewind your gameplay, save anywhere, and even switch between retro and modern modes, it really is built for both newcomers and longtime fans. Whether that's solving puzzles, engaging in old school racing carnage, or wanting to explore the dark side-scrolling adventures, there's plenty to revisit or discover anew. It is priced this week at £8.49 with 50% off, and it's a thoughtful package that does justice to its legacy. Right, Dredge is already coming to Xbox Game Pass this week, but if you want to own the game or don't have a Game Pass subscription, it's well worth purchasing at this low asking price for this week. This game really sets itself apart by turning a peaceful fishing simulator into something more unnerving and unforgettable. You essentially begin as a lone angler settling into a small island town, catching fish by day and uncovering mysteries by night. As you explore the deeper waters though, strange creatures do appear and your sanity will really begin to slip. The inventory management throughout really becomes a game of Tetris here, while the narrative unfolds slowly through eerie encounters and also some pretty cryptic notes. The visuals are minimalist yet evocative, and the sound design really excels at slowly cranking up that overall dread. For £11.99 at 50% off this week, this is one of the most original and haunting indie games of the past few years, and it's one you won't forget after the credits roll. Now, Gord isn't your typical city builder, it's actually a grim folklore-infused survival strategy game where every decision really carries some weight. It's actually set in a cursed forest full of horrors and myths, and you must build and expand your settlement whilst protecting it from some dark forces. Psychological stress really does play a huge role here though, with villagers reacting to trauma and hardship in some pretty unpredictable ways, sometimes abandoning their tasks or succumbing to the madness. The combat is real-time, tense, and deeply tied to your resources and your morale as well, along with some really haunting visual design and narrative events that force some tough moral choices. Gord really does stand out as a distinctive entry in the strategy genre. It is down to a quite well priced £7.87 this week, and it's a hidden gem for those who enjoy their management sims with a bit more of a darker edge, and to be honest, this is the lowest price that it's ever been before. Headbangers Rhythm Royale is a hilariously chaotic rhythm-based party game where you must compete in musical minigames, as you guessed it, as pigeons. It's designed for online multiplayer mayhem, and it combines that wacky energy of battle royale games with the fast-paced challenge of rhythm-based timing. In this one though, you'll be facing off in games that test everything from your memory and reflexes to your sense of rhythm, all wrapped up in quirky animations and some awesome upbeat music. With dozens of games here, with customizable birds and frequent updates, it's surprisingly addictive, whether you're just in to win it or just laugh at the overall chaos. I absolutely love this one when playing with my friends, and with it being 75% off, is a worthy recommendation. I know this one actually used to be on Xbox Game Pass, so it's well worth grabbing it if you've never played it before. The legendary FPS that really introduced the galaxy to Kyle Katarn really returns with Star Wars Dark Forces Remaster, a really faithful update of the 1995 classic, and it is actually down by 45% this week to its best price yet. This remaster though improved the visuals and performances while retaining the game's original level design, its atmosphere, and of course the cinematic storytelling. As Katarn, a rogue mercenary working for the rebellion, you'll battle different stormtroopers, uncover some Imperial secrets, and of course face off against some fearsome dark troopers. With modern controller support for the Xbox Series X and S consoles, enhanced lighting, and also some pretty cool and nice refined textures, this version really does respect that original package while bringing it up to today's standards. Whether you're revisiting it or just experiencing this one for the very first time, that £13.74 price point is utterly fantastic for such a cornerstone of Star Wars gaming history. The Good Life is a one-of-a-kind mystery adventure by Swery, blending slice-of-life quirks with supernatural surprises. In this one though, you will play as Naomi, a debt-ridden journalist sent to a seemingly idyllic English village that really hides a bizarre secret. Essentially, at night, the residents will transform into cats and dogs. Yes, it's as absurd as it sounds. What begins as a photography assignment quickly becomes a surreal investigation involving different cults, even murder, and also some personal growth. Alongside all of the quirky characters you meet and a deeply odd narrative, you'll be farming, cooking, riding sheep, and decorating your home, adding a life sim layer to the investigation gameplay. It is down to £13.39, and that's a 60% discount, and The Good Life really is a charmingly strange game that really rewards players who lean into its weirdness. Tales of Iron 2 Whiskers of Winter didn't actually come out too long ago now, and it really builds on the brutal charm of the original with expanded combat, some brand new environments, and some even deeper customization. Of course, as per the first game, you will be taking control of Arlo, a warrior mouse for the northern tribes, and you'll fight to defend your people from the invading reptilian forces in a frozen, unforgiving world. Believe it or not though, Arlo is actually voiced by the voice actor behind Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher, so you know this one is not a game to miss. The hand-drawn art style does also return with even more detail, while combat now offers a improved weapon variety mechanic, parry mechanics, and even large-scale boss battles that test your reflexes and the timing. This one is really more than just a sequel, it's a massive refinement and one that I recommend to anyone, even if you haven't played the original entry. I think it's safe to say that we all love Worms, and seeing the little guys on our screens over many years still brings a smile to my face. Worms Rumble looks to reinvent the classic turn-based series into a real-time multiplayer arena shooter, and somehow it did work, but unfortunately it didn't have a great reception. The familiar chaotic spirit to the franchise was quite alive and well in this one though, it was just faster and more unpredictable. It features 32 player matches in deathmatch and battle royale modes, and you'll be using obviously iconic weapons like the Holy Hand Grenade and Sheep Launcher in some fast-paced side-scrolling arenas. There's full crossplay support here as well, alongside some seasonal content and plenty of cosmetics for you to unlock. It may be a departure from the traditional Worms gameplay, but it really was a fresh and frantic one and full of slapstick charm, and to be honest, I quite enjoyed my time with it. At just £2.19 with 80% off, it really is a fun, budget-friendly blast of multiplayer mayhem, and the servers these days are still pretty populated. Mato Anomalies is a turn-based RPG wrapped in a sleek cyber noir aesthetic that blends detective mystery with dungeon crawling combat. You take on the role of Doe, a private investigator trying to uncover the secrets behind strange anomalies plaguing the futuristic city of Mato. As the story unfolds though, you'll be jumping between the city streets and bizarre alternate dimensions, using strategy and also synergy between your different party members in increasingly challenging battles. It also does feature a dual protagonist system alongside those cool stylized visuals and a philosophical narrative that really touches on control, identity and technology. There's also a card-based battle system layered within that tactical depth, making every encounter more engaging than the last. I have actually got the collector's edition of this one on my shelf physically, as I really enjoyed this game. It's just £3.12 this week, and if you want a uniquely stylized experience, then this one is something different from the norm. Few games really deliver the power fantasies quite like Prototype, and I really wish we see another one sometime this Xbox generation. Set in a quarantined New York City teeming with infected monstrosities and Black Ops soldiers, you will play as a man called Alex Mercer, a shape-shifting anti-hero with devastating bioweapon abilities. In this one though, you're able to run at walls, glide across rooftops, and tear through tanks with claws, whips, and tendrils in explosive over-the-top combat. This one really is chaotic, there's a lot of messy fun, and is supported by conspiracy-laden plot and fast traversal mechanics that really make this city feel like your utter playground. I do have to mention though that as you uncover your origins, you will also unlock some new abilities that push that destruction even further, offering such a real sense of evolution and empowerment. It is 67% off this week, bringing it down to just £6.59, and this is a cult classic that remains one of the most entertaining open world action titles of all time. Even though it's a little bit dated, and it does play a little bit dated on screen on the Xbox Series X, it's still worth diving into, especially for that live price point. At £11.99 with 60% off, Ship of Fools is a frantic roguelike co-op naval combat game where teamwork isn't just helpful, it's absolutely essential. Essentially, you and a partner, that can be either in person or AI companion, are tasked with defending your ship from monstrous sea creatures while navigating treacherous waters and of course upgrading your vessel between the different islands. This Aqua Apocalypse edition, which I'm including today though, includes some extra bonus content like some exclusive items, some different ship skins, additional relics and a little bit more. With tight controls though and escalating difficulty with its wildly entertaining enemy designs, it really keeps every playthrough very fresh. The gorgeous hand-drawn visuals really do strike out here, and the quirky tone really gives the game a lot of personality. There's also a roguelike progression system here that really ensures there's a reason to go back time and time again. Star Wars Jedi Survivor continues Cal Kestis' story with a deeper, more refined blend of action, exploration, and of course, its storytelling. The lightsaber combat here is actually slicker and more customizable than the original, with new stances and force abilities that expand that tactical depth. You'll journey across some sprawling planets here, and to be honest, they look utterly insane. Each of them are also filled with tons of secrets, side quests, and intense enemy encounters for you to choose from. From my experience as well, the platforming and puzzle solving segments feel more integrated this time around, and they never felt overbearing or even boring. The world design is of course very rich with that lore though, offering plenty of nods to Star Wars fans while telling a story that's powerful on its own. And let me tell you, that story gets absolutely insane. With a massive 80% discount due to May the 4th arriving very soon, this is the perfect opportunity to experience one of the best single-player Star Wars adventures that we've seen in a decade. Overcooked 2 takes chaotic co-op cooking to absurd new heights, throwing you and your team into moving trucks, floating rafts, and teleporting kitchens. Whether that's slicing sushi in a volcano or just baking in space, the key to success here is in coordination and a lot of laughter, of course. With new recipes, dynamic level hazards, and online multiplayer, it's an excellent evolution of the original formula. The game is also both challenging and absolutely hilarious, making it such a great pick if you're with your family or your friends. It also features a slew of DLC content these days and themed expansions if you're craving even more of that culinary carnage. It's now just £5, and I think that price is absolutely an essential pickup. It really is a must-have for fans of party games, and it really looks to test your communication skills in every single way. So, what game do you like the look of from this new sale that Xbox dropped this week? Let me know down below. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more Xbox content every single day as I cover news, reviews, store sales, and so much more. Whilst here though, why don't you check out the video on screen now, as I covered the huge Xbox update from the last week. We saw everything from GTA 6 being delayed, Xbox price increases, new games being announced, and so much more, and I have to say, you definitely don't want to miss this one.